If you've ever lived or spent an extended amount of time in New York City, you'd know that many of the cab drivers are from the Dominican Republic, the island nation also known for producing Major League Baseball players. The first thing most cab drivers ask is, where do you want to go? The process works when you give the driver an address and boom, within minutes you arrive at your destination. A process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. A life plan is a process combined with patience. Today, many of us are distracted by politicians, the news cycle, unproductive habits, and as a result, do not have a life plan. That's the equivalent of stopping a cab just to sit in the back seat. Back in 1986, I was working at a boating supply store in New Rochelle, New York. One of my co-workers had access to his cousin's 40-foot boat. The owner of the yacht was the chief operating officer and co-chair of what at the time was America's largest gold jewelry manufacturer, with over 700 employees. One weeknight while hanging out on the boat, my coworker revealed to me his cousin's success wasn't inherited or a fluke. A big part of his success derived from a life plan he had written for himself. The plan was where the idea of starting his company originated. That day, I made my first attempt at writing a life plan. Through this process, I've gotten to know myself. Let me share with you what I've learned. Tell you a little bit about myself. I've been coaching elite travel baseball for over 20 years. I've played with or coached over 50 professional baseball players. Pedro Borbon Jr., Alex Arias, Rafael Novoa, Dylan Betances, Adam Ottavino, Pedro Beato, and Harrison Bader are former and current Major League Baseball players I've crossed paths with. Today, I own Stoop Juice, an organic juice bar in Park Slope, Brooklyn, in business since 2012. My dream is for every neighborhood in America to have a Stoop Juice. Back in the winter of 1983, during my sophomore year of high school, I found myself waking up at 5:30 a.m. in order to get to a 7:59 a.m. tryout at a Brooklyn Junior High School gymnasium. My high school teammate and future member of the 1995 World Series champions Atlanta Braves, Pedro Borbon Jr., took the 90-minute subway ride with me. Why travel so far from the Bronx in the middle of January to try out in Brooklyn? The team we were trying out for was the same team 8 months before produced the 1982 #1 draft pick of the Major League Baseball draft, Sean Dunston. Pedro and I made the team, and in March of 1983, Steve Nathanson, Sean's high school coach, became the varsity baseball coach at my high school. Being around this level of competition exposed me to Major League Baseball scouts. These scouts would file highly objective reports of baseball players considered prospects. A point system between 2 to 8, with 8 being outstanding, was utilized. Knowing this, I focused on the 7 key criteria scouts gauge performance both my junior and senior year of high school. I was disappointed when I didn't get drafted my senior year, but not surprised. 2 years later, I was in college majoring in business. After college, I went to work for Michael Anthony Jewelers and witnessed firsthand a life plan realized.